The Killer Growth Podcast starts now.
What's up, guys? Sam McVeigh here with the Killer Growth Podcast, and today I have Janelle Wilson.
Hey, Sam.
Owner of 360 Painting. What's up?
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks for making the journey over here from Wichita.
I had to fuel up.
Yeah. It's no joke. Are you on the west side of Wichita?
No, Andover.
Okay. Yeah, you're close. All right. You can't complain.
I can complain.
I enjoy my drive. You know, I go all the way to downtown to see you guys every Thursday
That's true.
at BNI. And get my podcasts and audiobooks in, and usually just phone calls. I wish it was listening.
What you're doing is your BNI podcast.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's all my continuing ed.
That's right.
I've been meaning to ask you as a VP of our BNI group. Is that what it is, VP?
Yes.
Yeah. Can I listen to my own podcast and count it as an accreditation? I think we need to discuss this, add it as an accredited
we'll take that
source.
That's fine. I might be able to be bought for that.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. Noted. Okay. Well, I have only known you for, when did I join BNI? Like October?
Yeah, not that long.
Not that long. But it's been fun. I think I've only met with you like 3 times probably, but got to hear a little bit of your story. And I thought it was really interesting. And then been working with Sadie on your team. And,
yeah, she's great. Isn't she great?
Oh, she's awesome. Sadie's great. And I was like, I told Sadie, like, we need to have Janelle. I think that'd be really fun. She's like, I think she would be incredible on a podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear your story. So here's how I want to do it. I think would be great. I don't really know much of your story prior to 360 Painting. So I'd love to know, I know you're at Koch Industries.
I am.
And so I'd love to hear your professional journey. And then that moment you decided to do 360 Painting.
Well, I went to Emporia State. I don't know if anyone out there went to Emporia State, but it was a great little school up there the road, about an hour.
Yeah.
And graduated actually with a marketing and management degree.
Interesting.
Went to Koch straight out of college and worked for Koch Oil Company as a division order analyst. And I don't know, you're from El Dorado. There's a lot of oil around here.
There is.
Refineries. My job was keep track of who got the royalties off the oil that Koch bought off the land.
Oh, interesting.
And so I did that for a few years. Had some opportunities to work off of a mainframe and get us onto a client server type gig. So I started doing kind of business analysis to get the team over to this new system. And that really started my journey, which is now IT.
Okay.
And I've been in IT for a long time now. I've been at Koch 32 years.
Wow.
Had a variety of different roles, a variety of different businesses.
Yeah.
And
they have a lot, I hear.
A lot of diversity, a lot of different opportunities. You know, it's a great company from the standpoint of I've never had to leave the company to experience a new opportunity or new challenge. So that's been really great.
That is cool.
I've been doing it for 32 years now. I can't believe it. I've actually been married to Koch longer than I've been married to my husband.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, they must be doing something right to keep you there 32 years.
It's been great. It's been great.
Both are husband. Yeah. Who's better? No, we're not
that's a loaded question.
That is a loaded question.
I don't know if I want to answer that one.
One is an escape from the other, right?
Yeah.
That's, if you ask my wife today, who just started working,
Some days I feel like Lance is married to Koch too, though. I mean, he's been such
fair.
a supportive person as I've taken my career where it's gone there.
Yeah. But you've traveled quite a bit too. You've missed our weekly BNI, and you'll be like in another country for work.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I was in India last week. So I have a team out there in India, in Bangalore, and probably about 25 people. And went out there to visit them. And I don't know if you get out of the country much, but you start...
Not often.
When you get offshore teams like that, it's super important to develop relationships with them and make sure that they feel like they're one of the team. I mean, if you just throw the work over the fence, you're never going to get what you need out of that relationship. And so spend a lot of time going and meeting with the team. We talk about the work they're doing. We talk about the opportunities in front of them and how they can contribute to the overall vision. So yeah, I mean, it's a couple times a year I head out that way.
Okay.
I've had an opportunity over the years to spend time in Singapore, in Europe, in London, and then of course, here in the States, Houston, New York, some of those other kind of trading areas, which is, the last 15 years or so prior to going over back to the Central IT Group, I spent in commodities trading and led up some groups over in that area. So,
okay. So a lot of leadership, so a lot of team. Yeah. How many people are currently under you?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't keep stats on that, but I think it's around 65.
Okay.
And I have a group of leaders at Koch that are fantastic. They make my job easy.
Yeah.
And I've always believed that it's important to put smarter people around you than to try to be the smartest one in the room.
Sign of a good leader, they say.
Well, thank you very much.
So what part of Koch are you? Are you in an IT group that's across multiple Koch?
Yeah, so right now I'm in a group called Koch Technology, and they kind of have more of an enterprise view. We work with all the different businesses. Think of it this way: is we're like the this is kind of a medical thing, but it makes sense. Like if the hypothalamus of the brain, right? Okay. It's one of those things that runs in the background, and when it's running well, all of the parts of the body are working well. But when the hypothalamus starts messing up, then it starts messing up a lot of other things. And so it's the critical but non-strategic aspects of the body that are important here. So we run the servers, we run the infrastructure, the cloud systems, all of those things that are not bespoke to a business, but yet are important, and they're more commoditized type of IT services.
So are you only assisting enterprises owned by Koch?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. Yeah, that's fascinating.
Enough.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many different entities are they a part of?
Oh gosh, don't even ask me that.
Right.
I don't even know.
It's got to be.
When I first started out there, it was like 10,000 people, and it's well over 100 now.
Jeez.
And multiple countries. There are entities that I'm not even aware of.
Are they the second largest privately held?
Last I knew, they were.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was, what was the one that was never, it was like back and forth.
Cargill.
Cargill, yeah. It was Cargill and Koch, like back and forth. And Cargill's been going through a lot of changes.
Yeah.
I've seen especially in the Wichita market.
That's right.
That's crazy. Okay, so now let's jump into.
How did I get into painting?
Yeah, so you've done that for 32 years. How long have you owned a painting company?
Since 2022.
Okay, yeah, so not terribly long, 4 years.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing that drove to the painting, two things. One is, as a consumer, I've had some of my own personal experiences with home services, and those experiences haven't always been that great. And it starts with just being able to answer the phone.
Yeah.
And so when I look at these opportunities, I said, well, I can answer the phone. And that's not a problem. And so that bar wasn't too high. And there's a part of me that says I can do better. By nature, pretty competitive person. So
I know.
It's
exhausting. Yeah. You're on our numbers in our B&I group every week. I'm sitting there like trying not to make eye contact.
Yeah, that's right. I saw
pretty
your
low
numbers.
on the list.
You need to do better.
I need to be more competitive.
So yeah, it was. I know that we can do better in this space. Obviously, home services is built upon relationships. You can go and paint anyone's home, but we really want to have it more based upon the experience, the relationship, and more than just a paint job.
Yeah.
And we want an experience and a positive experience out of it.
So service is a big category. Why paint?
Well, so that's the second part of it is, what drove me to even considering it other than I know that I could do better. That might have been the second part. The first part was, even though I work for a company that really embraces the idea of entrepreneurship and strategic decision making and decision rights and pushing those down into the organization, there's still an element of true ownership that's missing. And And so what I really enjoyed was that opportunity to like own it all, the whole supply chain.
Yeah.
From the time that you find a customer, acquire a customer, run them through the process. You know, all of a sudden now I have to start actually remembering the things they taught me in college because, you know, I think I was half asleep half the time. Accounting, marketing, finance, sales, all of the things that you don't even really think you need to know. Taxes. Yeah. I mean, I really slept through that class.
I do every year.
But then, you know, like the whole element of owning it all and feeling challenged in a new way. That was the bug. That was the piece that was really kind of missing from just what corporate overall can get me, because they're like very specific departments that have those responsibilities.
You're a silo of the whole thing. Yeah.
And even though I have exposure to those things, I didn't have true involvement in ownership of it. And so actually, you know what? I'm also HR, and you can ask my team how great of an HR leader I am. It's the running joke. It's the running joke. I'm probably the worst offender. I'm probably the one that needs HR the most. No, but it's great. I think it's really that entrepreneurial bug that was truly kind of that one last piece of fulfillment that I was looking to have. And so you couple that with why painting. We knew that starting a business is not easy. And when it came down to all of the aspects of starting it, why not look into a situation where somebody can give you some tools to get a head start? And so that's really why franchising was a little bit of an attractive thing for us.
Yeah.
They give you the tools, the processes to get started. And even at that, it's still hard. Right. It's very hard. And so we had met up with a broker, franchise broker. So I look at it this way. Franchise broker acts as a matchmaker, you know, like a dating matchmaker. You do interviews. With the broker, they find out what you're looking for, what you're not looking for. I think we probably spent about 10 hours of our lives talking to this individual. And then what they did is were
they agnostic to like all franchises?
That's right. Yeah, they're independent.
Cool. I never even knew that's a thing.
And so then they go back and they kind of assess what our interests are and where they think that we might be fitted. And then they came back with 4 different opportunities to look at. And what was interesting about it was when we went through the options, they never really told us the name of the company. They just described the aspects of the company, because I don't believe that they wanted us to have a preconceived bias or notion about it. And after hearing all 4 of them, they revealed the names. And then we went and were interested in all 4. And then we went back to meet the teams, meet at the franchise level, met the teams, started doing some more discovery. We took meetings and calls with other owners in each one of these spaces. And we reviewed, obviously, being a tech person, you know, what kind of systems and processes do they have in place? And that was an important aspect. Yeah. So just through process of elimination is how we ended up on 360 painting. Yeah. So, yeah, here we are today.
It's so interesting. And I can't even like judge anybody that gets into an industry that had no background in it, because that's 100% what I did.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to clean. I ruined a lot of carpets. That was the first thing I did. And I mean, we didn't know how to dry carpet, you know, sorry to the first 5 customers we had. That was a rough week, right? Like we had no clue. And I think back to that moment, and that's kind of what a franchise can mitigate, right? Like
yes, yeah, a little
you
bit.
Jump into it. It's like jumping into business with someone that's done it for 20 years, essentially, and combine all the different franchise locations, all that data they've collected, all those experiences, processes, it fast tracks. So even if a franchise is only, 5 years old, fast forward, you could multiply that by a lot, because they're probably acquiring or have people on the team that had a lot of experience in that specific industry. And I feel like most franchises start with an acquisition of an independent that has a ton of experience. Did 360 painting, what was the origin of 360 painting?
Well, now you're putting me on the spot. Like I really know the history there. I do believe that there was a individual, I think part of that then decided that this is something that's scalable, and I have enough in my processes and procedures that I can then branch this out. So
then was a good fit. Are they? How many other types of franchises are under
the franchisor?
The franchisor.
Yeah, it's the lead company is called Premium Service Brands.
Okay.
Garage doors,
Okay.
handyman services, grout, maid cleaning services, plumbing.
So pretty much everything.
A variety of different things, and they've acquired some other.
And Melissa, the closet.
Yeah, Kitchen Wise, Closet Wise. So
Closet
yeah,
Wise,
they're part of that same family as well. So yeah, Melissa's in our B&I group.
Yeah.
Little shout out to them.
Little shout out. Yeah.
And the interesting thing is having them here in the Wichita area. You know, we have the opportunity to collaborate because we're feeling the same pains, struggles, challenges, and so however we can help each other out. That's always good to have a brother or sister in the neighborhood
And part of the family, kind of.
Yeah, part of the family.
It's like a different segment of the market, but it's similar. You kind of have the same people around you, I'm assuming, at the franchise level, across from plumbing to painting.
That's right.
You're working with similar.
Yeah.
So back on, not to keep us stuck on this topic, but I am curious. So the painting, back to why the painting, that one seemed like the right fit. What was that moment where you were like, this is the service industry, specifically painting, or was it the model of it?
Model.
Like, what was really attractive?
Well, you can ask Lance, my husband, and for years before I got super busy with kids growing up, he would say that I was like the Norm. Norm from Cheers, how everybody knew Norm when he'd walk in. Hey, Norm, he'd walk in. Well, that was me at Sherwin-Williams. And so as an individual, I always would walk in and I'd want to repaint a room and I'd always be changing something.
Friday hits. What are you going to do this weekend? Head to Sherwin.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was like the perfect DIYer for years. I love to paint, very therapeutic for me. And so I felt comfortable in the space already just because I was such I would say a rookie, but very dedicated painter.
Yeah.
And so that made it easy to make that choice. It was new, but it was also something that I felt very comfortable with.
Yeah, interesting. That's totally my wife. Maybe she should start another 360 painting franchise somewhere else.
Yeah.
She loves to paint.
Like you need more to do, Sam.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. She doesn't let me paint. I'm not, as you can imagine, good at painting.
That's probably a good idea.
I'm going to go fast. Like, give me the roller and, we don't need to prime this. Let's just go straight to the color. What could go wrong? Oh, now I see. It's important. Okay, so fast forward through this. Your husband's also in the service industry.
Yes.
How long has he been, and what is he doing? What is his company?
When we first started 360, like I still have my corporate job, and at that time when we started, Lance also had his corporate job. So we started the business in what they call a CEO model or a semi-absentee model, and from the very beginning, we hired a general manager.
Yep.
And it was an interesting journey because Chuck was with us before we even bought the business. In fact, we were talking to Chuck about this opportunity before we even picked which franchise we were going to go with. And so he was actually part of that decision.
That's cool.
With us. And he went with us out to meet the team before we made the decision. He went through all of the training, and he's been there the whole time. But when we started our second franchise, at that point, we knew that it was going to be too much to run both those businesses in a semi-absentee model.
So your husband has started a franchise too?
Yes, we have two franchises.
You have two franchises. Okay,
Yeah.
that's where I was getting confused. No, I know he has a service company. I didn't realize it was a franchise.
It's also a franchise.
And I can't remember what it was.
It's called Temporary Wall Systems.
Temporary Wall Systems. Okay.
That's right. And a little bit different. It's more of a B2B business.
Okay.
We work in construction spaces. We'll go out if there is a remodel that needs to take place, but they want to continue to stay operational. we can come in, put the wall containment in place, stay operational on one side, and construct on the other.
Interesting.
And so I don't know if you fly. Well, you don't get out of the country much, but do you fly much?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, well, we're actually
Every
out at
year.
the airport right now because they're doing a remodel, and those are our walls.
Those are your walls.
Yeah,
okay.
those are our walls.
How long will they be there?
I'm
sure
a few more weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's his side of the
I'm
business.
just curious how long.
I'm like, all I ask is how much money did we make this month?
Right. Yeah. So he left his job and he's all in on that now.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he has oversight on 360 as well. So
Yeah.
he's really involved and on the walls business. So we have the Wichita territory, and Wichita is very localized, and then you have a lot of rural outside of
Sure.
that. It's one of those things where we can pretty much serve all of the state.
Yeah.
But on top of that, we bought a couple of other territories, one in Northwest Arkansas and one in Little Rock. So essentially, we kind of can service all of Arkansas as well. So
Wow.
he's running back and forth now between Kansas and Arkansas, and we have a sales manager territory manager that's based out of Little Rock that works with us now. So we've got our first hire over there.
Crazy.
And yeah, it's been fun. I mean, we just love, I don't know. It's like that second franchise. We just got this entrepreneurial bug. And
Yeah.
we just can't it's kind of addicting.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure you don't.
I hate it.
Like I learned this morning that you have like 15 other businesses that I wasn't even aware of. So
That's wild. That's cool. Well, it's really neat that's I think I had in my head that he had a service company because of the B&I reference. And I don't think we ever got to that point of it was also a franchise. Is it under a different franchisor?
it is. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And, we had looked potentially at stacking with 360. Maybe, handyman services fit right in with painting. And so it's a very attractive kind of business model. But, we're thinking about, it's bigger than just painting and handyman services. We try to think as strategically as possible on how these things really work.
Yeah.
If you're in a B2C business and it's home services, if you're having a downturn in home services, it's likely going to affect handyman as much as it is painting. And so if we're going to diversify our portfolio,
Smart.
we were
Yeah.
looking to do something more like a B2B in a different space,
Yeah.
different business model. I mean, this obviously holds a lot of inventory. Painting does not. And it's a rental model. And so the way that we earn is different. The way that we acquire customers is different. And so that was really attractive to us.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So take me through the model. Do you guys have painters employed? Do you have contractors?
No employed painters. We subcontract through all of our painting. But I will tell you, we go through a fairly strenuous vetting process. We've probably have tested and let go of more painters than we've kept.
Yeah.
And then we have some crews that have been with us for a very long time. It's important for us to have a good working relationship with them, and that they that we value the work that they do, and we want them to feel valued as well. So yeah, it's
That seems like the best for that type of industry, especially. That seems like a no-brainer to me to go the contractor route. And I mean, maybe having, I don't know what point it makes sense to have internal staff, but it just seems like a tough job to say that someone's going to paint for you for 20 years unless it's their own business.
That's right.
And they can diversify.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think doing both sides of it does make a lot of sense because they can do the sub route. Maybe the margins aren't as great, but then they can go after jobs that they quote directly. But there's probably a lot of subs out there, I'm assuming, that don't want to be front facing at all.
Well, that's true, and then there's a cost to doing that business. So if they're not at a job site with paintbrush in hand working, they're not making money.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not making money when we're out selling jobs. I'm spending money to sell jobs through digital.
Yep.
Gas in the truck.
Yeah.
Wear and tear on the vehicle. Paying people to be out there doing that, and so there is a cost to acquiring a customer, and so it may not feel on the surface that the margins are as good for a subcontractor to go out and get their own work, like a smaller painting
Sure.
crew. But on the other hand, if they're always there with a paintbrush in hand,
Yeah.
if you look at the totality of it, they're probably making more money. So
the temptation's real to think if I just go get the jobs myself, I'm going to make this much more, until you realize you probably need to put 10% back in marketing.
yes,
Right.
and that's right.
And then maybe more at the beginning.
Yes, that's right.
And it doesn't ever stop. Like that engine just keeps going.
That is very true.
Yep. You've been really successful across the digital side with that partnership. I'm shocked. I mean, in 4 years, you've built a pretty good business. What do you accredit? Like, what's been the best growth engine you've done across all things? There's a lot of ways to market.
Well, I would say it's really leaning into the SEO part of it. It's interesting to me with the brand. They offer a website, but then you have your own location-specific site that sits under it. And I sit on a lot of different calls with a lot of different 360 painting owners, and the question will come back often. It's like, well, the digital marketer that we pay isn't doing anything. We're not getting anything out of it. And then just, in that same call, I might get online and go look at their subsite on the location, and I look at it and I'm like, well, it's vanilla. There's nothing out there.
It's just a template.
You only get what you put into it. And so, what do I credit to? A lot of it is just the effort that goes into what we're doing with our site, with our SEO. Sadie has a huge part in what we're doing and what she's doing to work with our vendor or partner to get more localized content out on there, before and after pictures. We're working on some blogs now. Just providing more information about the services we offer. We just published a giant FAQ page. It's just putting the effort into those things that I think help drive a lot of that organic traffic. And it's inevitable that you have to be in the digital space. If you have to continue to pay money to be in the digital space, it gets very expensive. So as much as you can drive some of that organic traffic, I want to put my energy there. Yeah.
You've talked to me about that a little bit, that your focus is to get away from maybe some other lead gen platforms.
You mean like Angie's?
Like, I wasn't going to say it, in case you had a tight
Angie.
relationship.
No, Angie and I have a very love-hate
Janelle
relationship.
hates Angie. Never met
Sorry,
an Angie
Angie.
I like. Yeah, so Angie's List. What else is there? Like Thumbtack.
Networks.
Home Advisor, I guess, is more like a warranty thing, or are they still lead gen?
So there was Angie's List and then Home Advisor. Those two have combined now. Angie's acquired Home Advisor.
Gotcha.
So now there's called Angie's Ads and Angie's List and Angie's. And so it's really one and the same now.
What's the worst part about those leads that you've experienced?
Have you ever heard a thing called spray and pray?
Yes.
That's what I hate.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So for those out in the podcast land, let me explain. Sorry, Angie, I've got to reveal the secret.
Yes, expose.
It's this. It's like you subscribe to the service, you pay X number of dollars per lead that they send to you, and that cost can be anywhere from $50 to $150 per person per lead. And for all those people, Sam, you and I could be subscribing to that same lead, and we both get the lead. And so there could be 10 subscribers. So 10 people could be paying that $100 for that lead. That's the spray. Angie's like, yeah, I just made $1,000. Right. And then the rest of us, we all pray that we're the one that gets the job.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a...
It's tough because
it's a really tough business model as an owner to get your head wrapped around. But it was a necessary evil to really generate the traffic. Sure. And then all we can do is apply the processes, the experience, show up best, provide the best value for the service, and then hope that's what gets us the job.
So that's it's all coming back to me now because we haven't used it in so long. It was a long. I mean, we used Thumbtack for carpet cleaning and Angie's List a long time ago, but the person applying on Angie's List knows that this is going to 10 people.
No, not usually. I don't think so.
Because I thought the whole point of Thumbtack was almost like putting it out for bid, and then you would get 10 bids, or
maybe.
and maybe Angie's wasn't that way.
Maybe other consumers were more educated than I was, because I guess there is that, but
What I'm getting at is the core value to the customer is probably, they say they
Optionality?
pre-vet them, and
yeah,
then you're maybe going to get the best price.
yeah, maybe so.
So then it feels like a tire kicker because they're just going to look at the 10 options and go with the lowest price potentially, is the fear, right? Because if you know there's 9 others, then you're probably figuring out what's going to win it.
That's right. I think that the biggest thing that struck me as I learned more about the process, consumer, I used it. It worked out well for me. Yeah, there was the element of multiples reaching out to me. So I did know that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But what astonished me is how much it was costing. I didn't realize it was costing every single one of those 10
No, I hear
the
you.
same amount of money. And
honestly
that was
never thought about
disturbing
that.
to me.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if you're the one that gets the first contact, then maybe you should get billed for it. But then,
Because I mean, like Google, the way Google works is you see 10 options, then you just pick.
That's right.
And you do the effort of reaching out and getting a quote. So on Google, in my mind, if you're the easiest to work with, they can very quickly get to a point of this is the price, this is who they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we call that CRO, conversion rate optimization, in that journey of why did they pick you on Google? What was their experience like? And then when they went to the next guy, hopefully it's way worse, right? That's kind of the whole game.
Yeah,
like
that's right.
Your hope is that when they interact with your website and they find you via Google, is that it's just a better experience before they ever talk to you.
That's right.
And on digital marketing, that's like the foundation of it, in my opinion. And it's frustrating and hard. And if you're not getting clicks, none of that matters. So you also have to pay to play.
That's right. You do.
Which SEO isn't free.
So,
right?
I mean, like my ultimate goal is to not have to spend the money on those lead aggregators in the same way that I have. But for now, I'm still playing in that game and continuing to try to build out the branding and the digital footprint that we need to help the community know that we're out there and offering a great service. So
yeah. So here's my take on painting that I think is interesting. And we just started working with a new client in Colorado. I need to connect you with. I feel like it's always hard to find a painter or for them to answer the phone. Back to your original point, and especially like in a small rural town area, there's not a lot, and it's usually like handyman construction
that also paints,
right? Not like exclusively painting. And now I feel like there's kind of this like I don't know, like momentum behind that. I feel like I'm seeing more painting brands pop up than I did, 10 years ago.
Sure.
And I think that was a response to, they were hard to find and they were hard to get a hold of. And everybody's like, I wish I could find drywall is a great example. Hey, do you have a drywall guy? Like, it's so hard to find a drywall guy.
It is.
That's a really common, every general contractor says that's a gold mine. When you find one, you don't want to share. You don't want anyone to know about them. And I felt like that was painting too. It's just hard to find someone you could trust that does good work. And the good ones are like invisible. They're subs. So this model makes a lot of sense to me because like the best painters are working under GCs and construction companies and have their own deal. So it's kind of the same idea, but put on a good experience, do some visuals. So talk about how are you guys separating yourself from people doing the same model? I'm sure there's other people doing the same model of maybe they have employees or maybe they're GCing the job or subbing out the job. But what do you feel like right now is like your competitive edge in the painting world?
It's speed. It's our ability to mobilize. It's the way that we go through our process. I mean, one of the big things, sharing secret sauce here for potential other companies, but it's important. Like if you've ever experienced going and working with a contractor, they'll come to your house, they'll give you they'll take measurements, and then they'll say, "Hey, I'll send you a bid in a couple of days," and then 3 weeks later, you still don't have anything.
Oh, yeah.
So to the best of our ability, we always provide the estimate on site before we leave. So we come, we take actual measurements, we do the math, we put the bid together, we'll present it to the customer on site before we leave, offer them the opportunity to ask questions. We can talk about scope, change scope, add scope. and make sure that they understand what they're getting before we even exit the door. So I think that's a big thing. And then there's just the process, making it painless for them through communication, the way we do the handoffs, the way we run the job, we check in, we make sure the crews are doing what they need to do every day, and just eliminate the stress from the customer. That's really our goal.
It's nice. You're going into it. That's like the biggest question. And I can't tell you how many people I've reached back out to. And I'm like, hey, you going to send that quote over? Or when can you actually start on this?
Our biggest challenge is if we do get a customer calling and say, I didn't get the estimate, it's 9 times out of 10 just stuck in their spam folder.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
sitting that file for the first time. Yeah, that makes sense. How often do you close on the estimate in person?
Not as much as I'd like.
Right.
Not as often as you might hope or think. I think that, the consumer market is just, they want to know what their options are. And so 9 times out of 10, our customers are seeking competitive bids.
Right.
Interesting thing about it, though, is if we come in and we know that they have taken other bids, and sometimes you'll hear a response of, well, your bid's like, $2,000 higher than the other guy. And often when we start dissecting that, what we find is that they're not comparing apples to apples.
Yeah.
A lot of times contractors will come in and say, you know what, here's the paint bid. It's $5,000. And say ours is $7,000. Well, why is mine 7 and why is theirs 5? Because they just got the labor only bid. And they said, you know what, I'll do the labor. I'll do the labor for $5,000, but you go buy the paint.
Gotcha.
And ours is inclusive of paint. And so when you come down to think about a consumer going into Sherwin-Williams and buying paint, right?
Oh, yeah.
Versus me going into Sherwin-Williams and buying paint, I can get them paint for less expensive than what they're going to buy it themselves. And so, we try to level set and make sure that we're doing an apples to apples comparison when we're looking at competitive bids.
Yeah. What other advice do you have to someone when they're thinking about painting their house? What's the best?
Use us.
Right. Yes. Yeah. No, give us an unbiased advice,
okay.
Janelle. Okay. Like what's a common mistake when you say I'm gonna paint my
mistakes? Not all paints are created equally.
There you
so
go.
even if you're going to do it yourself, and even at this, you can go and you go into Lowe's and you see the Sherwin-Williams sign. You'll see the Sherwin-Williams sign. You can get Sherwin-Williams paint at Lowe's. But it's not really Sherwin-Williams paint. It is Sherwin-Williams manufactured, but it's done under the formula and label of Lowe's.
Gotcha.
So it's not the same formula. Might be the same colors. It's manufactured in the Sherwin-Williams plant, and therefore they can stick a Sherwin-Williams label on it.
So you're just saying it's a lower grade of paint?
Potentially.
Okay, got it. And so you're big, obviously, at the
Sherwin,
beginning. You're big.
Sherwin. I mean, they've been, this is what I love about Sherwin. I can call my rep any time of the day or night, and I get an answer. And, sometimes you run into situations where you have a substrate that's not behaving properly. You need to figure out why a paint might be bubbling. I mean, there's just because there's a science behind it. They're chemicals, and then they might have adverse reactions to a substrate. So, we don't solve all the problems ourselves, and having the ability to call them in for help. And if there's something that's going wrong on a substrate where a paint's bubbling or peeling, and we did all the right proper preparation for it, and it's still not working.
Yeah.
Now they can take a sample, send it off to the lab, and we have a scientific answer. And so then we have a course of action going forward. So they've been a great partner that way. And regardless of the quality of paint, it's the relationships that really gets us, kind of back on this Sherwin-Williams. Now I have some great relationships with reps outside of Sherwin-Williams, and we'll use Benjamin Moore, we'll use PPG. We'll use other products, and there's actually some newer products that we're experimenting with for cabinets that are like Teflon. I mean, they're fantastic. So I'm not saying that everything needs to be Sherwin-Williams, but everything that we're working in are very high quality paints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So understanding.
So
the
that's
paint.
the one caution for a DIYer is you may think you're probably saving by going to Walmart or to buy the paint, but you're probably painting in 2 years versus 7. or 10.
What new technology has come out in paint that's evolved?
I think that one of the big things right now, I don't know, you've heard me talk about the rain refresh.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like
The rain cleans your house.
The rain
If
cleans
you want the
your
rain
house.
to do the work for you.
Yeah, that's right. Because Kansas is a very windy state, and so there's a lot of dust in the air. It'll adhere to the side of the house, and the rain will just wash it off. It beads up, similar to like the Rain-X on the windshield. When
Right.
when the rain
So
hits
is
your
that
windshield.
how is that? Is that sprayed on? Is it
Sprayed on, yeah.
like a clear coat?
No, it's all
just-
the same. There's no clear coat on it. It's all the formula within the paint itself.
Oh, it's a treatment to the paint.
No, it's just in the paint. It's the way the paint is
Got
manufactured.
it. All right. Third time's the
Interestingly
charm.
enough, too, like if you know a house is painted in rain refresh, because if you took a piece of blue tape
Got it.
and tried to put it to the side of the house, it won't stick. So when it comes to
Interesting.
painting with rain refresh, we have to use stronger tape when we're doing masking.
Yeah.
Prep.
Is that exclusive
Yeah.
to Sherwin-Williams?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So is there any other treatment people do on paint, or that it's always within the paint? There's no such thing as besides like cleaning it a year. Like I'm talking maintenance. It's
The biggest thing is
Paint,
just
repaint.
Exterior is just power wash your house
Yeah.
every year. Just keep it clean. That will help.
why does that help besides the look? I mean, the debris and dust is just gnawing away at the paint.
It's just
yeah.
another element. It's just
See, I thought washing my car for a long time. I always thought that was really dumb.
to wash your car.
To wash your car too
Okay.
much. Like Tyler over here, right? Little OCD. I just don't really get the logic of why I'd pay all this money if it's not ruining the paint. And then fast forward a lot of country roads later, there was, the logic of like a mud blob with like a rock, and it's just rubbing in
Yeah.
there, bouncing. And,
Yeah, and
sorry,
so
that was an inappropriate hand image there. Cut that out, Tyler. But you know what I mean? But yeah, the more I think I saw something on YouTube, but it was kind of crazy all the way down to the dust level, how that's essentially like sandpaper to paint.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm like, okay, fine. They're all right. I'm wrong.
Well, it's just one of those elements. You think about it. You think about rocks in the bottom of a riverbed. The water just running along it, even though it's a soft surface, will eventually make those rocks smooth. And so, dirt, debris on paint, same kind of effect over time. So keeping it clean is important.
So debris on paint, then add water could be a negative in the wrong context.
Yes, could be.
Yeah.
And so, the more you keep it clean,
Yeah.
the better.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, when my car's caked,
Plus, it just looks better.
I got to scrub it real hard. I'm sure the
Sam,
harder
it just
I
looks better too.
It does. Yeah.
Please tell me you shower.
Big fan of showering because that's an odor issue. Okay, I've never questioned showering. Big fan. I don't like BO. Also, face oils, right? That's a separate. That's gonna be your next business.
Okay,
You're gonna
yeah.
get into some type of lotion, shampoo
never
thing,
know.
right? It
Who
all
knows?
works together. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we're at the 3-minute mark, and really, let's do it in 1 minute because you have a 9:30 hard stop
All right.
on the call. So, that's hard. It's hard to do a last question because I feel like I could talk to you for a while.
Well, maybe we
Give
need to do it again.
Yeah, there you go. We can do it again. Give me your personal mindset. You've had a successful career at Koch for 32 years. That says a lot. You've now helped set up 2 franchises with your husband. You've got the entrepreneurial bug. What's the best thing you did in personal development to just be the sharp-witted, competitive gal you are? Like, I love your tenacity, and you're obviously, I don't understand what you do at Koch, but you've done well. Give us a nugget, some advice on just maybe personal development or a moment or something, a routine. It can really be anything.
Never settle. Never settle. I think that's it. I think that this next thing is going to make me happy,
Yeah.
and then there's more. People think I'm crazy. I don't know. I mean, like even like Sadie, it was always in Jess, and everybody's like, "Do you ever sleep?" and I do sleep, but I think that part of it is that if I'm not running with my hair on fire, 90 to nothing, I'm not happy. And I find that when I'm not busy, I need to be busy. Like the more busy I feel like I am, the more productive I become, because it becomes a matter of effective time management.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It's just like it just have never settled. And you think that there's a point maybe that I just stop.
Yeah.
But I can't sit down.
So
I've been
you
sitting
think the
down
last
for how long
domino-
now? 45 minutes? I'm like, it's time to get up and do something.
You're ready to move.
Yeah.
The last domino falls and you're like, no, put another domino up, right? Like that's settling to you.
Yeah.
You have that momentum. So momentum builds.
Momentum.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just...
Yeah, that's good.
But I do. I will say I do enjoy an occasional beach vacation where I'm really not doing anything at all.
Yeah.
So
We all need something.
something maybe lounging around with a pina colada.
But you got to feel like you earned that pina colada.
That's right. That's right.
You got to feel
I mean,
like
it
you
is good
earned
to
it.
have the downtime and such. But
Love it.
Yeah, keep going. Life's
Thank
short.
you, Janelle.
Make it a
Appreciate your
big deal.
time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We will. I'm motivated.
All right.
Appreciate you.